Good day to all our members from around the world. This is a Bitcoin and cryptocurrency update for our members. Bear with me, I'm going to go through this very quick, but also slowly so you can understand what is happening in the crypto market as of today. Today in Australia is 1 June 2019 and it's 31 May in America in New York. Let's get into Bitcoin. You can see that Bitcoin here on the bottom of 23 April moved right nicely upwards, and it had these spikes upwards into these green marks or tick marks that you see, and we reached this high point here of about 8,200, had a bit of a drop, a very significant drop there that touched the 22 mathematical algorithm equation line there, and then you can see that this brown line moved above the purple line, which is the Python y-axis, this point here. So it moved above that, created a little bit more upside momentum. We came right down to that point here, dropped right into this box that we said here around about 19 to 25 May that we're going to get into a high point. We had that drop 2 days ago. It touched right there onto the 22 MAE, that brown line. And what we then said is that we are expecting a drop closer here into June, that we are going to go downwards and sideways. What is happening in the market at the moment is that the market is a little bit more in a sideways pattern. We don't believe that we're going to get a big spike downwards. Remember previously we said that there's a probability that we could go slightly downwards and drop into this level here of $4,416. I am not going to rule out that we cannot drop that low, but we have to keep that in our mind if we are going to trade cryptocurrencies. Markets can always come and bite you in the back, guys. So we are careful, we trade cautious. So again, I am saying that there is a probability that we can drop low, but I have moved this blue box up. See this blue box? I expect that this Python y-axis is going to perhaps create support for Bitcoin. The reason being is that we have gone through 63% of all cryptocurrencies. Most of these cryptocurrencies are showing a bullish indicator. There is a lot of millionaires and billionaires now, private investors, that are buying Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, getting into the market. With all these people getting back into Bitcoin and with the rise in altcoins, could perhaps push Bitcoin upwards a little bit, and we could see another spike into this red box CC. I do believe that at some point we are going to have a little bit of a drop, and that drop could potentially land in this blue box, C. Overall, and listen to this very carefully, overall for June, I am seeing a sideways pattern but a downwards pattern. For example, if I put that arrow there, the overall pattern for June, which ends approximately here on this date here, well, basically 1 July, is downwards. From there, I do see a little bit of an upwards momentum. So imagine the market going up wherever that point is there, upwards. We then see a downwards pattern overall now, and then in July I see an upwards pattern, slightly upwards, still round about in this blue box, and then come here July, around about 17 July, more or less, we can be a day or two out, you can even be a week out. I'm just giving you what we see in our data. But guys, come here in July, we are going to see a massive uptrend. The reason I am giving you this is because if some of these altcoins are dropping or going up or moving sideways, I want you to focus on the large view picture. If they drop and you haven't sold, you simply ride out the wave and you don't give away your profits. Okay, and I'm going to get into altcoins and show you what we are going to do. Now, very important, if it drops, okay, if Bitcoin drops, I expect that this blue line here, or purple line, which is the Python y-axis, which is this blue line here on the bottom, could create the support for Bitcoin. But we have to be careful that we are going to have a little bit of an uptrend here, round about here, up into 15, 16, and 17 June. And that is also where altcoins could potentially move. But keep in mind, short term, there may be some short-term pressure on Bitcoin. Now, the fact that altcoins are going to rise, you see that already. Altcoins are rising, but Bitcoin is dropping. Okay, so that is perfectly working out. It's not the big gains that we are seeing, it's not the big drops that we are seeing, but we see incremental gains in cryptocurrencies. So all is good, everything is fantastic. Keep in mind again that we could potentially drop here, but closer to that time, we will warn you in messages, blog posts, and reports. For now, it's a great time to accumulate, in my opinion. I am accumulating a little bit more, and I'm not selling at the moment. I do not own any Bitcoin because Bitcoin will go up, let's say maybe 5 or 10%. But you will find that the altcoins will go up 30 or 40%. I want you to be in altcoins. Now remember, this is not financial advice. This is training and education. And I'm going to refer you back to this report here, which is the crypto report, basically a cheat sheet. Remember what I say, this is not financial advice, this is only a guideline. This is not an official document that you can use to trade, you use it as a guideline. Now, Bitcoin, first of all, what I say there is that I've sold. I will buy back by the end of June, maybe here in July. I don't owe any Bitcoin. We're now going to get into a few coins and we're going to follow this and see where we are standing. The first thing with Litecoin is that Litecoin had a top here, exactly hitting that Python Y-axis there on the top, which was about the $95 mark. It came down here to this bottom point here, touching that orange line there. Then it broke through this purple line, the Python Y-axis, and on this date here, that date of 24 May is where Litecoin spiked upwards and hit our first target of $111, guys. So that's a perfect hit. But look at this, guys. From this point onwards, we believe that we are heading into $135, and our second target there is $151. Okay, so this could potentially still happen with Litecoin. We are looking at it very closely. We are cautious. We see that Litecoin is above the Python X indicator. Very nice. But look at this. This brown line here, similar to that of Bitcoin, has now moved upwards. What happened with that brown line? The brown line just showed that when it crossed above the Python Y-axis, this one here, that Bitcoin basically moved upwards again as well. Go back to Bitcoin and have a look and see what happened with Bitcoin. Litecoin is moving behind Bitcoin. It will do what Bitcoin does. So Litecoin basically is expected to do another uptrend, another loop, and perhaps another loop. So this is what we expect from Litecoin. We can make that additional 32%, but there are other coins that can potentially make you more gains. Now also remember, if you looked at the webinar yesterday, I showed you that Litecoin has the potential to spike up very, very high here in the latter part of July, August, and September. Now, let's have a look at the cheat sheet here. In the cheat sheet, we say that Litecoin goes up 31 June for 3 days, then sell at 151. It may be that this date is a little bit extended and it can even go up to about 12, 13, or 14 June. Be aware of that, okay? We do see Litecoin dropping at some point. It may only drop year round about at about 12 or 13 June. We are looking into that. We will provide you the updates. For now, we see an uptrend. Bitcoin Cash, I'm going to get into that shortly. 30 and 31 May and 1 and 2 June, we see there's going to be up days, and we look at 138%. Keep in mind that all these dates here could perhaps move on, and we look at an uptrend up till about 12 or 13, maybe up to the 18th of. So let's get into Bitcoin Cash. While Bitcoin was moving, Bitcoin Cash moved exactly the same, and it's trading into this range, those two pink lines there. We believe that there is a big probability that this can either break out upwards into this level here of $570. Now we hit our first target here of 474, which is this target here. That's a near perfect hit, because you can literally see if you zoom in there that it hit our target of $474, predicted almost about 2 months ago. Now if I go back to the left hand side here, guys, you can see here that we said it's going to hit this target here of 15 October 2018. Go back and have a look at the top 40 crypto report. I've put in the top 40 or 45 cryptos there for you, and I've given you a first and a secondary target point. Bitcoin Cash has now hit that first point. Our second target here is going to be 570. It could hit that within the next week or very quickly. From there, we may see a little bit of a dip, but we're ultimately going to head into this level here of 827 all these predictions stand. Short term, there may be a little bit of a drop or a standstill or even a sideways action, what you are seeing right now. Let's get into EOS. You can see here from the bottom, EOS went up. Our first target was this blue line here, and you can see here exactly on that blue line, which was the 15 October line here. If you go to the left hand side, you'll see that is your 15 October line. Our second target is the 20 July 2018 high point, and EOS hit that point very, very perfect. So what we did is we put a tick symbol there. We hit that point. Our next target now, regardless of what this report says, the cheat sheet, if you look at EOS, we say that it's going to go up 30, 31 and 1 June for 47%. Then a little bit of a drop into 5 to 7 June. It may just as well play out. Now remember that we are still heading upwards. We do believe that it's going to go up to this point, and let me just put a little price label in there, and it could hit that level there of about $8, $9 or $10. Once you get into that level there, we expect a little bit of a drop, similar to that of Bitcoin. Now if we go back to Bitcoin again, remember this, what we said, we could see a little bit of a drop here into for Bitcoin here around about 5, 6, 7, 8 June. We see a little bit of an uptrend then, and that uptrend will go from about 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15 up to about the 18th of June. Let's go back to EOS, and I'm going to show you this. Again, guys, stop the video if we go too far. Very interesting with EOS. Have a look at where my mouse is now. Can you see that that brown line has crossed above the blue line? Okay, similar to that of Litecoin, similar to that of Bitcoin. So this means that we could see a little bit more upside into this target here of about $10 maybe for EOS. At that point, we can have a bit of retracement. So in effect, if you look at the cheat sheet might just have a bit of time expansion. And again, I want to point your attention here that we say that this is a guideline only, guys. Okay, time can always expand on this, which you see is actually happening now. Ethereum is doing really great. Again, look at that brown line there, which is the 22 mathematical equation line, is heading upwards above the orange line. We still have not hit the Python y-axis. Remember, Bitcoin, Litecoin, as well as Bitcoin, EOS, is already there. But you can see that Ethereum still has got that huge amount to head upwards. So there's big room there. You can easily make this about a 25% gain. It's going to drop at some point here, similar to that what Bitcoin does, and then it's going to move up. Now remember, guys, we are playing musical chairs here. Bitcoin goes up, cryptos drop. Bitcoin goes up, some cryptos go up. Bitcoin drops, cryptos go up. Okay, what this is telling us is that the market is in a state of confusion. And let me go back to Bitcoin. You really need to understand this, what is happening in the market here. We are going to get through this. If you look at this blue box here, I want to call this the state of confusion, because the market is going to be erratic and you will not be able to time by selling certain coins. My advice is that many of my coins, for example, is that I'm just going to simply hold them unless they drop very, very, very far. But for the time being, I am holding that and I'm just riding it out while the market sorts out this confusion. But come here, round about here in July, by the end of June, we are going to see that the market will have sorted out its confusion and is going to move upwards and break upwards. There are good times coming. Regardless of our predictions, regardless of if we are correct on a day or wrong on one day or wrong for 2 or 3 days, regardless of that, guys, markets are overall heading upwards. You are going to see a drop or two. Now let's go back to Ethereum. We were discussing that. Ethereum, I see, is basically going to move up. You can see that Bitcoin is dropping right now, but Ethereum is actually moving up. Exactly what we said here in this report here, that is going to go up 30, 31, 1 for a 24% gain, and then we're going to see a bit of a drop here around about 4 to 7 June. So for the next few days, up till 4 and 7, it could go up, but so in essence, we could go up here for a few days here. It could have a spike there over the weekend and then maybe a drop. And then we're going to head up into this level here of $474. Now imagine this brown line just going upwards and crossing that Python X. Then we are at the point where Bitcoin, Litecoin, and EOS is at the moment. Neo is perfectly on track. Look at this, guys. Here right on the top there is the Python y-axis. Here's your algorithm 3B indicator, and there's your Python X. Okay, now your Python y-axis. Now you can see here that NEO still hasn't had a major drop. This pink line here, which is the 2B algorithm mathematical equation, is creating the support for NEO. And what we said in our report here is that NEO will go up between 30 and 31, but there's no need to sell it as we expect a 294% gain. Let's go back to NEO and review that again. There is NEO. NEO is still heading up. Our first target here is $15.92. It's going to hit this level here of about $18 and then head up to $36, and that is about 190% gain. From here, it's going to head up higher. It's a great coin to have in your portfolio. Now, if you look at OMG, OMG is exactly the same. It's a little bit behind. Okay, a little bit behind NEO. You can see it's just now breaking above that pink line, and then OMG is heading upwards again. Now let's have a look and see what did we say here. We said that OMG is going to go up 31 May, 1 June, then sell and buy back on the 4th. Okay, there is a probability that it could drop slightly. I wouldn't suggest really to sell that unless the drop is really big. There could be a slight bit of a drop, but this pink line is going to create support. And then it's going to go up to this level here of about $5. It's going to hit this level here of the 3B algorithm line, where it's going to have a little bit of resistance, but then break through. Now look at this, guys. That gain is potentially $165. It's going to hit that level. You just need to hold and be patient. Don't sell too quick. XRP is perfectly on track. Remember this with regard to XRP. Look at this cup here. It's forming a very nice cup and handle. And that handle there is basically what you see on this side here. What happens after a handle is that you see a nice big explosion. My first target for XRP is this point here of 0.68. It's heading very nicely into that level. Aha, what do we see here? We see here the Python y-axis. Now, we are going to break through. Remember this, we are above the 3B algorithm line, this orange line. It's now going to head upwards. It's going to break through that level and head into this level here of 0.6. That, guys, is a very, very nice percentage gain. Let's have a look and see what that is. That can potentially give you a 60% gain. Now, in general terms, in technical analysis, if I take the bottom here, pull it right up to there, and then I get this pink line here, which is the height of where the breakout should stop. If I take that and I put it right on top there, it comes directly up to this level here of 0.5. Now, what did we say in this report, which is the cheat sheet? We said there's no drop while Bitcoin drops, okay? Should go upwards towards 307%. Now, the high point appears to be on the 19th. I do believe that that high point can be extended, and it could be a little bit later going in here into the end of June, going into July. But nonetheless, XRP is very good at this moment. The same with Digibyte, guys. Look at this here, the Python y-axis. We've now gone through that pink line there, broken through. Your next level there is most likely going to play out what I show you here now. Okay, it didn't really drop as much as what we thought it's going to drop. That pink line there is very great support, and you can see here now it's creating a green candle moving upwards. It's going to head into that red box there of 0.02, and ultimately this pattern here is going to play out, and it's going to hit this level here of 0.07. So with regard to Digibyte, it's perfectly on track. Look for it to break this level first, that level there, that orange line, which is the 3B algorithm line. Let's go into ZEC. Perfectly on track. You can see that that's just moving upwards completely, very nicely. The first stop here, guys, is going to be this one here for about 60% gain. Now let's go back and have a look and see what did we say here in this report. We said that ZEC goes up and sell at about 72%. It could have small drops. So while Bitcoin was dropping, what did ZEC do? It actually moved up. This is why I say to you guys that some coins are going to move up while Bitcoin drops. It's musical chairs. It's kind of similar to what we saw on 17 December 2017, but on a smaller scale. Now let's have a look at BNB. It's becoming one of my favorite coins. This is the Python y-axis. You can see here that Bitcoin also broke through the Python y-axis, and Bitcoin finds itself somewhere in this region here. So we can expect that Bitcoin can perhaps have another uptrend a little bit higher and perhaps follow BNB. BNB is way ahead of the curve, and I believe that it's not going to be impossible for this coin to get into this level here, which is about $142, which is now about 376% gain. But guys, I believe that BNB can make listen very carefully, a 500% gain. Now, do expect with BNB exactly what we said here. We're now there at point 3. It's going to drop somewhere in this point here at point 4, maybe around about $28. Let's have a look what we say in this document here, the cheat sheet. There will be a 6-day drop. If this occurs, then BNB on about the 4th of June becomes a really great buy. And look at that, BNB is actually dropping, and we believe it's going to go into this level there. Then it becomes a really good buy. Okay, let's move on to ADA. ADA is perfectly on track. You can see it hit that level there. We predicted that one there. It went down there, and it's actually hit that level there as well. It's dropped there, and now it's found itself heading up into this level here, which is about a 294% gain. Do expect that we can have a little bit of sideways action there, but if I zoom into this, you will see what I see in ADA. It's setting up for a very, very nice move upwards. What is happening here is that we had a golden cross at this point here. That golden cross has moved upwards. Now the 22 MAE is moving above that. What we are going to find is that the first target here is going to be this little target here of 0.12. But expect a lot more gains, guys, from this coin here. It's going to have an immediate drop, which it did happen with Bitcoin, and we can buy at around 4 to 5 June, and it's going to head up into 275% gains. Okay, so I believe that this coin could go up here to about 0.19, and it can go higher. This coin is not over. It's setting up for a nice big move. One of the things that I want to show you here is, look at this. The Python y-axis in the 3B algorithm is not yet even showing up. This means that this coin is way behind. It's going to play catch up at some point. If you hold ADA, I suggest you just hold it. If you want to buy it, wait a couple of days, then you'll get it at a really good price. Let's go into XLM. XLM is going to have a little bit of a drop. You can see with XLM there, right at that point now, it's creating a golden cross. A golden cross is a bullish indicator. What is going to happen now is that we are going to have a bit of a sideways action here and a drop. Not much, guys, but that will give you a time to buy. Then we're going to see a move upwards. Now keep in mind that it has got no Python y-axis. It's got no 3B algorithm mathematical equation. It's coming. It's going to come. Now we are above this pink line, which is the algo MAE, the 2B. It's going to drop a little bit. It's going to become a really good entry buy. But we see right here, that bottom point here, we see about, that should just be moving up a little bit. But we do see around about a 295, maybe 300% gain going forward here as we head into June, July. Let's have a look and see what we said here. XLM buy on the 5th of June and ride the wave up to 467% gains. Guys, you can literally take that and go into June, July, August, September, you're going to make 467% gains or more. Now remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not enticing you to buy. I'm just telling you what we see. This is training and education. Let's get into TRX, guys. Initially with TRX, we said it's not a buy, but we've changed our stance on that because we've got some little bit extra data. There's a blog post that I sent out directly after this cheat sheet, and we said that it's forming a really nice head and shoulders. And now we're going to have a breakout. Now again, guys, if I take this and I put this right down to that low point, from this low point here on the bottom to that high point there, and if I take that, this is our initial first breakout, and that's going to take us to 0.05. Keep in mind here that the Python y-axis and the 3B algorithm line is not even showing up. This means that Tron is going to spike up upwards. But the first target that you need to be aware of is this point here that you can make 65%. We're going to look at that and we'll update that at some point. Also here's the 20 July 2018 line. We believe it's going to break our target point there and head upwards. Let's get into Theta. Theta is something that you need to look at going in the future. We see a little bit of downwards momentum here. It's going to become a good buy, and we see targets heading up into these levels here of 0.4 upwards. Okay, so just for those who keep that, that's a good coin. It had a bit of a drop there. It is actually some kind of a good buy at the moment. You can wait maybe a day or two later or somewhere in about 4 June before you buy, and it is going to go upwards. Now let's have a look at Dash. Let me just see if there's anything here with regard to Dash. I don't think I put anything here in about Dash. You can see here that we called the bottom here for Dash. It moved upwards, downwards here. It moved upwards there. It broke our first target here of 15 October 2018, and that's a perfect hit. Now what's happened? Exactly, look at this, guys. We are now have resistance here of the 3B algo coming up. It's going to head up very, very soon. Give it another day, 2 or 3, where it's going to have a bit of an ABC correction, and it's going to become a really good buy at that point. When you buy that, hold it long term. It's going to go upwards here for that immediate 41%. Then it's going to break up into this level here where the Python y-axis is, similar to what Bitcoin has done. This is following Bitcoin as heading up into that levels. So we see a target of about $300 more or less on Dash. It's heading upwards. Goodbye. Remember, short term in June, we are going to have a bit of confusion in the market. The market is going to head downwards, as well as some coins may head upwards. Once June is gone, and remember this, investors are piling in. Money managers for all these big financial institutions are getting ready to buy coins. They already started, guys. It's creating a lot of confusion in the market as people are buying Bitcoin and all sorts of cryptocurrencies. It's changing hands. It's changing hands from weak investors to strong investors. I want you to be the strong investor. Don't sell your cryptos yet, unless you see a major downtrend. There's no need to worry yet. I will show you and warn you a day, 2 or 3 ahead of time if there's any major drop. Okay, let's move on to this one here, which is Ravencoin. We see Ravencoin exactly as we predicted. We said that it's now going to start moving up here, guys, and is going to head into this level here of 0.09. That's a perfect call. And remember this here, right here at the top, we said that's the top. Is now going to go down. We call that bottom there, and now it's going to head up into this level here. So Ravencoin, and Ravencoin in terms of Bitcoin also, it's going to go much, much higher. Look at this, guys. You need to understand this. Look at that green line there. The brown line is above the green line. The blue Python X indicator is moving upwards. We can expect a lot more from Ravencoin as we head into June, July. Now, guys, here with regard to NPX, now I don't owe any NPX. Many people have just asked me if I could please present some information on NPX. Now, NPX, in my opinion, is above that 2B algorithm line. Our first target here is 0.0019. Our second target for NPX, it's going to reach this target, I believe, of 230%. Now, let's go back to this cheat sheet here. I'm going to go through this quickly. Bitcoin Cash ABC. We said it's going to go up 30.31 up till 2 June. Expect a little bit more upwards momentum for this. You don't need to necessarily sell this, but expect an expansion of time, upwards movement in Bitcoin Cash ABC. You can actually accumulate at this level too. Litecoin, we do see that going up to 151. Unless it breaks that level, don't really do anything yet. Our second target, remember, is that $135. Let me just go back there into Litecoin. We really are waiting for Litecoin to reach this target here of 135. Mathematically, it must reach that target first. You can see here that Litecoin has a green candle now, while Bitcoin actually has a red candle. So Bitcoin is heading downwards, where Litecoin is heading upwards. This, I do believe, is ready to break out simply because of the brown line, the 22, moving above the Python y-axis. Let me take you back to Bitcoin here, and I'll show you again so you can understand that. Look at the Python y-axis there. Can you see that Bitcoin is ahead of Litecoin? So we expect that Litecoin must still have this bit of a spike here, that spike there, then it's going to round off and then drop, similar to what's happening here. Okay, guys, so this is basically the end of the presentation. EOS is going very well. It will go well for 138%. Ethereum is good. NEO is good. NEO, just hold it. It's going to go up 294%. And all these other targets are perfectly on track. BNB, we do believe that's a very good coin to hold. On that note, guys, have a fantastic weekend. I hope this video is helpful. If it's helpful, give us a thumbs up. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll update you as we go over this weekend heading into Monday. Thank you.